Okay, so now let us look at one example like this. Integral 3x plus 8 over square root of 1 minus 9x squared. And it's very easy to rewrite those 9x squared in terms of 3x then squared. Okay. So looks like we might be able to use the U substitution to handle that, right? Because you see, if you set a U equals 1 minus 9x squared, then du gonna be, so let's see, if I set U equals 1 minus 9x squared, then du gonna be negative 18x dx. Okay. So take a look at what we have. It is okay, we can substitute a u here. Okay, that's where we start. And it is also okay to make a u transformation substitution with this 3x and then dx. Okay, because we have negative 18x dx equals du, so we can rescale it into 3x dx. That's fine. But the troublemaker is we have an 8, which is a constant, and we don't know how to make the u substitution to handle this 8. Okay. So, and this is really the key to solve the problem. Okay, so how do we handle this 8? Well, the idea for this problem is we're going to rewrite this integral into the summation of two integrals. Okay, so that is integral 3x over square root of 1 minus 9x squared dx. Okay, and then plus integral 8 over integral of 1 minus 3x then square dx. Now, some of you might see that, okay, I write it here as 9x squared, and I write it here as 3x parentheses squared. Those two are exactly the same, but I write it into a different way. Now, we can apply the u substitution to handle the first integral. Okay, if I label this as 1. Now, for this one, 8 over square root of 1 minus 3x squared, we actually gonna use one of the known property about the trig inverse, okay, which we're gonna talk about in a minute, okay. But first, let's handle the part 1, okay. So part 1, as we see that we can make our u substitution, so that's gonna give us integral 1 over square root of u. Okay. And then 3x dx, since we have du equals negative 18x dx, so du over negative 6 is going to be 3x dx. Okay. Well, that's also easy. So we have du over negative 6. It turns out we can bring this 1 over 6 out. This is going to become 1 over square root of u, or this, rewrite this as u to the power half, and the reciprocal is going to be u to the power negative half du. Okay, well that's what we get. So from the first one. And so we have negative 1 over 6 times u to the power negative half plus 1, right, over negative half plus 1. And then, of course, you should plus a constant c if we solve this as individual indefinite integral problem. However, I did not write this constant c because to the very end, I'm going to add the result from 1 and 2 and then present it as the final result for our problem. Okay, so turns out, let's see, negative 1 over 6 times, see, we have u to the power half over half, right? So if you multiply it, you're going to have negative u to the power half over 3. Okay. Substitute our u back with 1 minus 9x squared. So it's going to give us negative 1 minus 9x squared to the power half over 3. Okay, so this is the first part. Okay, this is first part to use the u substitution. Solve this. Now let us look at how do we handle this. Okay, how do we handle this? Well, there is a hint to solve this part, which is you need to know that integral 1 over square root of 1 minus x squared dx is actually, it's a sine inverse of x. Okay, it's sine inverse of x. So if we know that, and then we can make another small u substitution to handle this, right? Because look at here, this 8 is a constant, and we can bring it out. And this denominator is exactly 1 minus something squared. Of course, it's not exactly x squared, but we can make a simple u substitution to handle this one. So this is our hint. Okay, this is a hint. You need to know this. And then to solve the second integral, let's set u equals 3x, then du gonna be 3 dx. So this integral is gonna become into 8 over square root of 1 minus u squared, right? And then since du equals 3 dx, so dx equals du over 3. Okay, so we're gonna have it's 8 over 3 integral 1 over square root of 1 minus u squared du. Now this matches perfectly with this hint. So it's going to give us is 8 over 3 sine inverse of u, of course. Put this u back with 3x. So we have 8 over 3 sine inverse of 3x. Okay. So that almost finished the problem. So the final answer for this is going to be negative 1 minus 9x squared to the power 1/3 over 3 plus 8 over 3 sine inverse of 3x, and then plus an arbitrary constant c, and then that is our final answer, okay, for this problem. So as we discussed again, starting from this format, we split our integral into two types. The first type, we're gonna deal with a purely u substitution, okay, and then solve it back. Second, 8 over square root of 1 minus 3x parentheses squared dx. So actually we're gonna link this integral with this sine inverse result, and then make a simple u substitution. We can handle that and put everything together. That solves the problem. Okay, so hope you enjoyed this video, and thank you for the watching.